before we started recording, we were discussing how we learned how to manage other people's feelings really young, even though we shouldn't have been, right? And how we're supporting people. But something that I learned from my one of what is his name? His name's Jordan Peterson. And he's talking about, and this particular clip that I watched, he's talking about things that you learn between 0 and 7. And if you're not taught to love properly or how to receive and give it in those ages, then you end up not being able to process that well. So for me, that showed up in my life supporting my mom because she wasn't. And the other thing is, it's no one's fault. That's just what people have to understand. It's no one's fault that you didn't get these things at this age. You can hold somebody accountable if you want to, but then really you just got to go find what the root problem is, dig it out, and then fill it up with the thing that was missing. If you have to give it to yourself at this point, because now you're an adult and you're responsible for yourself.
No, I get what you're saying, and it makes total sense. And that would be that for someone to come to that awareness would take a lot of work to get there. But our parents haven't done the work, nor
Right.
do they realize that there's work to be done. And whatever it could be anything, right? It could be anything that happened to them in adolescence. Because I know my grandfather died when my dad was 16, his dad.
Oh,
So
that's
there's 10 of them. There's 10 brothers and sisters, right? 6 sisters, 4
Mhm.
brothers. Like, come on, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes these things could develop or show up later. It's like survival because my dad was like pretty poor and his family was pretty poor. So it could be that. And you even said before, it's like surviving. We just do. We don't even think about the emotional and mental stuff. And then it could backlash later on.
I can see the growth in my mom, but the growth comes from, I can't say where the growth comes from her, but I can say that the more that we speak and that we've talked, even though I've put that boundary in with us, she's even been more open to ask me, like, how did you said that I needed to make peace with this and I needed to let it go and move on, but how did you do that? While we were at Jason's Deli, we were sitting talking about that after her eye appointment. And I said, Mom, there's no right way. There's no wrong way. Everybody processes things differently. And for me, that has come a long journey of going to counseling, journaling, not journaling, going to the gym, taking time to understand that I need a timeout from something because I'm worked up about it. I was like, everybody processes things differently. So in that sense, there's no right or wrong way to go about it. And to me, but if you're asking for advice how to do it, from what I've learned from being in the program and going through these different avenues, the best way is to, when the feelings come up, feel them. Because it only takes 90 seconds for the feeling to pass if you allow it from start to finish, from what I've learned in class. Sometimes you need to take the time to really take this one thing and unpack it, whatever the one thing is. Maybe there's this one event that keeps reoccurring, it keeps you stuck. Sit with that. Take time to think about that. How is it affecting you? I said, and then really about everything else that you're asking, what is actually serving you? Is being angry about this thing serving you? Is it helping you to get to the place that you want to be, where you visualize yourself going, what you want out of life? And she said, no. Okay, if it's not, then it's time to take this thing and break up with it.
Decide.
Yes, this is the thing. This is the thing that's bothering me. This is the thing that's keeping me stuck. I'm going to write it down, and I'm going to write down all my feelings about this thing that has me stuck. Then I'm going to say, okay, this served who I was. This doesn't serve who I am. And some people like to burn things. Some people like to shred things. Whatever is going to work for you. I said, and even when those feelings come back up, because what if they come back up and you think you're done with it, but you didn't finish? Exactly. So just do it as many times. There's no right or wrong way. This is my first time living. It's your first time living. We all have things. Life is not perfect. It's the first time I've been a mom. It's the only time I've been a mom. It's the first time that I'm 42. It's the first time I'll be 43. Each stage is the first time for everybody. So just, it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
But also, it's okay to not be okay as long as you're not. just stay in there. Don't live
dwelling
there.
on it.
Yes, don't live there. Don't live
Don't
there.
live
You
there,
don't
let it
have to.
pass. Yeah.
Yes,
And
because
forgive yourself too. I think when I was first going to therapy, it was talk therapy, but it was more like mindfulness therapy. She was a South Asian lady, and my nervous system was shot. So every time I would explain something and then I get a little bit hyper about it, she always like calm down, put my heart on my chest or my hand on my chest because it's
yeah,
like a hug. Yeah, I had a lot of expectations of myself because of other people's expectations,
yes,
and I wasn't living up. And the thing that really started maybe a seed was when I don't know if it was her, but maybe it was her. She goes, "What do you want for yourself?" I honestly couldn't answer it the first time she asked me. I couldn't, not the first time, because I was like, no one has really asked me that. And it's so amazing people don't ask you, or you don't even know how to even ask yourself. We carry a lot of burdens from previous generations, right? Or even our own. And we don't really get to know ourselves. We don't really know until something happens, until we like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
we just live life.
Like, who am I by myself?
Yeah. And I think sitting in peace really helps. Like when my kids are playing, like on the floor and playing with each other, that's when I realized I was like, wow, this is the life, right? So you sit in it. And then just stuff like that. Sit with yourself, believe the things that are like if people, I think there's a benefit to positive self-talk, but how do we do it, right? So sometimes we do simple things first. We say things that are absolutely true, like the sun will come out tomorrow, right? That's
Yes.
some people don't like affirmations, and I get it because some of it doesn't feel good in our nervous system because they're not true in our minds. So we have to start off with the absolute truth, and then you kind of go deeper a little bit, right? I have my good health, I have a job, and I'm grateful for that. And then you could go deeper, like I am a good person, I'm a good friend. And then so yeah, there's a place on how to do affirmations, and lots of people don't like it, but you have to start up with what's absolutely true, and then you just go down the line. I'm glad your mom is being more inquisitive about her
And too, I could see it change in her.
the little lift and a little bit.
I really do.
Yeah.
I told her maybe she needs to learn to tell people if they need to manage their expectations of her, right? Because there's some people who just think she's like, you owe me this. You should do this for me. And I'm like, you don't owe them nothing.
Like
He's grown. Like my brother. Yeah. Like my oldest brother. Just, she should drop everything and come running when he calls her. Right. Also seen some of my friends I need to see and got some things cleared up that I need to get cleared up. And it's just off. Here, this is what it was. I just kind of twisted off after I did the things that I needed to do. Right? I haven't had time to twist off with my friends in Houston, so I did, and it was nice.
Yeah.
And then I got to spend time with my mom, and she wanted to cook. She cooked me lunch before I left because she didn't want me to be hungry, and that is very nice of her. She made my favorite Alaskan boil, and she also made me some carrots and some mashed potatoes, and I got to bring some home, and I'm so excited. It was the best day ever because I love this. My favorite meal.
Sorry, can I just do a tangent real quick? It's related.
Sure.
So you know how your mom makes you that? So my husband, since he has to go into work, he doesn't want to buy food, right? Like the lunch there. So so I was already cooking waffles and stuff. I was like, okay, so can you take this? I can make you a breakfast burrito with egg. I was like, okay, yeah, you said you eat a sandwich. I'm already here. So is this what you put in it? I'm not used to making sandwiches because I'm not a big sandwich girl. So I mean, it's so simple. It's just bread, mayo on both sides, ham, turkey, right? And so the next day I was like, oh, did you eat your sandwich? He was like, yeah, I ate it. And I was like, he's like, can you make it again for me? I was like, wow, it's so simple. And then he goes like this. He goes, because I like it when you make it because you make it with love.
Have you ever had something that someone makes you and it tastes better when they make it? It just tastes better when they make it.
Well, when my grandma was alive, she would cook much better.
I need to learn how to make the rice that my mom makes, and I need to do that soon because you think after all these, yeah, Spanish rice, but the way she makes it with per ingredient. You
The
would think
recipe.
because I lived in the house. So I'm going to just buy this stuff and I'm going to learn how to make it. Hey, mom, I'm coming. Make this. Yes. And so she
love
likes to
that.
be like, let me do it for you. And I'm like, no, don't do it for me. I want to do it. I want to learn.
You
I know how to make my
tradition.
grandpa's.
Yeah.
Yes, because I can make my grandpa's lasagna. I would love to make it for you. I love to feed people. I need a house. I need a house.
I do too.
Because
I
I
do
like
too.
to entertain. I love to feed.
I don't like to host, but I'll cook and I'll clean. Like,
Yeah.
and you can host.
No, this is why I need a big house in
Yeah.
Texas so everybody could come and then I think I can feed everybody. That for real makes me so happy to entertain other people. I never wanted, it's not, oh, I'll need the money so I can have this. It's I want to be able to invest so that I can share with the people I love. That's
Yeah. I think it makes more sense when you put it that way instead of just randos or big. I think like intentional about who you invite in your home and then entertain those
yes,
people.
yes.
Good way of putting it. But
Mhm.
yeah, you gift of gab, which is really good, right? No, and you energize people with your presence.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking right now. And then for me, once you're in my circle, I'm gonna like care of you in my home, like home, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're
Make like the yin and the yang, right?
because you
I
can
think we make the yin and the yang.
you're like because when you were saying like, oh, I told my friend about her podcast and we only started like 2 weeks ago. I was like, we got one episode.
It's okay. I'm telling everybody.
So yeah, I think we can. It makes a lot of sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
I think like right before I went to Italy, literally the day that I was leaving for Italy, I'm walking around at the airport and there's this person, but there was this person, I don't know him, but because he kept looking at me, I was like, yeah, the military guy, yeah. And he says, we'll have five. So while we're walking, talking, just conversating, he says, you have 5 million followers. And I laughed and he asked me, did I not believe him? And I was like, oh, it's not that I don't believe you. It's just, I never even considered a number.
Yeah, I think our nervous system or mental state is not used to that capacity. Even like making money, right? Like someone says they want to make 50K a month, but then can we handle having that money coming in and holding it? Even Tash said the same thing, right? She was making a lot of money, but then she couldn't hold it for whatever reason. She was like
Right.
putting up $60,000 credit card bills, like and it's starting to make sense now. I've seen a lot of more coaches have a niche about the nervous system regulation and like wealth and nervous system or
They're connected. I can believe that.
that's why for me personally, I am like, as moms, we know how to create because we give life already, right? But the career side of things, financial side of things, how do we translate that into monetary? And because I grew up with my who was like very greedy, very my money's my money, and still to this day, right? So I never knew what it was like to you work hard for your money, you invest 30, 40 years in a shit like that, right? And money is hard so it's like it doesn't have to be, especially with now. And that's why I'm creating something as well. And yeah, I have to do something in the front end and in the back end, but after I'm done, I'll just tweak it. It's like a social experiment. I kind of see like where it goes. It doesn't have to be difficult. Like
all about what you believe in. So I tell myself on a regular basis that what is coming, what I have is abundance. And I wrote it down on paper. Money comes with you and it brings abundance. That's what I've been telling myself. And I keep finding myself in places like, oh, I'm a little bit nervous. And I start telling myself this, and then boom, everything just starts working itself out and stress free, just like this. I was going to do the claim for the things that were missing from storage and that didn't get delivered from the move. And then I told myself while I was there going through everything, it was so hot and I was sweating. I was so frustrated. And I was like, you know what? It didn't make it here. Obviously, somebody else thought like they needed it more than I did. Does it hurt me that I lost this one thing that was very important to me? Absolutely. But it obviously was time for it to go, because if it wasn't, then it would have made it. And just because I don't have this one thing doesn't mean that this person didn't exist. And I don't still have that connection, even though they're no longer physically here with me, but I still have all the memories and all the love that this person gave me. And so this thing meant so much to me because this person meant so much to me. But how is it going to serve me to be angry and to try to fight with a company who used a third party to deliver my things? And the stipulation was you had to pay them before they delivered your stuff off of the truck. And so that's what it became. And why even fight all these things? Like, I'm wasting my good energy on something that I'm probably never going to get back. So just move on and be okay. I didn't even, here's the fun part. I hardly ever even press my clothes, okay? I don't even press my clothes. I use a steamer because it's faster and it gets the wrinkles out.
So it just represented that person, really.
It really did.
And
And
maybe
it
they're
wasn't
really,
being used.
and maybe they're saying, looking down on you, like, girl, it's just an ironing board.
It's-
They're
it's
telling
just
you,
a-
it's just an ironing
It's an ironing board. So I decided I'm not even going to do the claim, okay? Just forget it. Let it go. Move on. I have more important things in life that I can focus on instead of fighting. Fighting is a waste of energy to me these days.
Yeah. And
For that, those are low vibes. I don't have time for low vibes. I am in a place where I like to be happy,
it's easier.
and it is, oh my God, to be
way
joy, to be
easier.
filled of joy and peace
easier
and
here.
love. It feels good.
Isn't this not
calm.
like you're having a heart attack? Like when you're angry, I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack.
Oh my gosh.
Because I start hyperventilating. Because I'm like, I'm so fucking pissed.
Yes, yes. And I used to get angry like that. So angry that I could, but see, like it was so much energy wasted.
And the time to get out of that. Yeah.
And then you accidentally can get stuck on a loop, and then you can't even enjoy your day or your people or your whatever you have going
your
on.
mindset
Like,
is
why?
ruined for the day.
Yes. And I don't have time to be wasting like that on negative things. I'm not mad at the people. I'm not mad about anything. I refuse to be angry. Everything is a blessing and a lesson is what Tosh loves to say.
So everything's a blessing lesson.
And so that's all I've been telling myself. You know what? It didn't arrive because it was making space for what's to come. It's okay. And while I was looking, I couldn't find my box that had your stuff. So when I go back in a couple weeks, and I truly believe it's in there, I know it's in there because I seen it come in. I think I couldn't find it because I was already upset and I was hot and I was sweating. And I was like, where did it go? And then I was like, you know what? I'm leaving. I can't be here. I can't be here because this is too much. And it's taking me out of my zone. And I just want to go have a good time. Yeah. It's like, it's weekend and I should be able to weekend whatever the weekend was. And so then I just went and twisted off. And it felt
That's the phrase I've never heard. Like to go hang out with your friends or just,
yeah.
I never heard that before, but that's fine.
Oh, okay. So twisting off is more like you can go hang out with your friends, but twisting off means maybe we're drinking a little bit or
Twisting
joking
off
around. Like, yeah, twisting off. Oh, whatever that is. There was a thing that I needed to address with these people, and I wasn't going to. I was just going to stop talking to them altogether. And somebody else blabbed the business. And
these
to
are
the
people that
friend.
you're hanging out with.
Yeah.
Oh.
So somebody else had blabbed the business because I had already talked to them. And I'm like, bro, why? And so when they shared the business with the people, they were like, my friends were like, yo, why didn't you tell me this happened? I'm like, yeah, it's not a big deal. I just wasn't gonna mess with it. But I just don't like confrontation. So it's easy for me to be like, yeah, I'm just not gonna be around. I'll skip. That is too much for me. I'm done. And they're good friends. So I've just really been trying to manage myself in the sense like, in this friendship, relationship, or whatever, is it actually serving me or is it going to not serve me? And in that moment, it felt, oh, this friendship probably should, maybe it's ran its course. It's not the season anymore. And maybe I was being a little bit stubborn. So I needed this person to go blab the business because these people I do value them and I do care about them. And so we were able to get all that out. And so that's how we ended up really twisting off because we had this conversation. And then the next thing I know, the sun's coming up. We had been hanging out all night, just chatting and hanging out. And I was like, it's breakfast time. I think we should go to bed.
Social butterfly.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm more of a ambivert. I could be an extrovert if I feel like it.
That's cool. Yeah, I could never say that I'm an introvert of any kind.
No, you're not. But that's just
You,
wrong.
you said something my mom said to me and has
What
said
did
to
I say?
me.
It's not a bad thing. I think it's not a lot of people have it. And if they do, they can use it to their advantage if it's home or used for more intentional. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, better good. Yeah, the better good of building. Yeah.
so
I really feel like part of my journey is to help people learn, grow, and heal through their things. Because while I was twisting off with my friends, we talked about one thing specific was they're a beautiful couple. And while we're talking about what love and support looks like, and I said, well, friend, this is what I see. When I see y'all, this is what I see. I see how you love and support her and take care of her, but I also see how she loves and supports you. And if more people can learn to love and support 100% instead of doing 50-50 in a marriage, because it's really not 50-50, that's an imbalance. If you're only 50% of the marriage, in the marriage,
you have to
then
be 100%, 100%.
yes. Because if you're 100% loving him and taking care of him, and he's 100% loving you and taking care of you, then it goes smoother. And when I see these people, they're a good example of that. TJ, I don't want you working over here. You don't need to have this job. You could just stay at home and you could just take care of me. Right. That was what his complaint was, because she was working. She wasn't there when he came home from work. So she stayed home. But I don't remember where at the same time where he told her to stay home and not to worry about going to work, she cooked for him, she cleaned for him, she washed it. And I said, Peter, I know exactly what she did for you. And I've seen her for years. I've watched her and she does it so happily. She would tell me, no, y'all have to be gone because my husband didn't come home and I need to have this dinner ready. And I'd be like, okay. And she's like, no, not you, you can stay, because I was the down the street neighbor. And to them, I'm like their other kid. And I love that. And just watching her all the time, she like washed his clothes, she packed his lunch, she got up with him in the morning, she made his coffee, and then
Sense of purpose.
yeah, she did. And he was like, yeah, I never looked at it like from that perspective. And I was like, so to me, that's what love and support looks like. And he's like, man, I love that you can just talk to us about these things and help us like learn and grow. And I was like, maybe that's really my purpose, to just learn and grow with people, learn myself and learn and grow with people.
Yeah, you're just a few steps ahead of them.
It's all about sharing the information so that everybody can get there.
And that's what
like we talked about forgiveness.
The work we're making or help me make.
Hey, work smarter, not harder. That's the new rule,
Well, I still
right?
have to do a few more proofreads and a few more edits. Same thing you were saying. Help people work and grow and create their own villages and have more agency and passing down their heritage, whatever that could be, like cooking or learning the language or like learning the traditions. So stuff like that. And I've seen more Filipino American therapists or Asian American therapists hang out, because being Asian, the mental health thing wasn't a thing growing, because they're just like, okay, you got to do this, you got to do this. So, there's no room for like, and it's very niche. And so, yeah, I feel like maybe God gave me a download, which was just, Felicia, you've been like how people say what your suffering or your thing is a gift, so that you help people go through or whatever, heal, or you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I need to do something, because I'm not working right now. I'm working sales right now, but I gotta fund my babysitting money so I can pay. But like, when I thought of it, I wasn't thinking of, oh, I'm gonna make money. That was not the thing. I was like, okay, how can I help people? Because you know me, I'm like, I'm a mom. I love being at home, but how can I work at home? How can I build a community? Like, how can I, and how can I?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need it. Yeah. So I don't know. And then, yeah, I just asked AI for help and all the things.
I've never been afraid of AI. I know people are like, oh no, AI this and yeah, that. And it's a tool. It's a tool that is used to help you. That's all it is.
It helps you come up with maybe drafts of the first thing, but then you have to go and edit, make it sound like.
I use 3 different AIs all the time to help me, because I can take something from this one, and because I've been using it for so long, it sounds so much like me, but I want it to be a more professional level. So then I'll use a different one and say, take this, keep maybe the phrasing, but make it sound more professional. Then I'll take it from that one and put in another one and say, okay, now that this sounds professional, also add my tone back to it from these two and put it all together. Right. And then I'm like, okay, now I know where to go. So it's always draft this with me, work with me through this. How can I say this better? What is a more, and I've also learned to remove my tone, or not my tone, but like when I read things, because you don't know what the person's actually feeling or thinking. Right. I'm like, no, yes, you can. If we're fighting in the text messages, no, you cannot know that by a text message.
That's why emojis are important too. They
Yes,
kind of set the tone to the message. Like, yeah.
they really do help, because if you say something and it's supposed to be funny, but it sounds sarcastic and you don't put your little laughing face at the end or add a LOL, then people automatically think that it could be misinterpreted. It could be misinterpreted. And it's all about perception and perspective, because between the two of those, that becomes the interpretation of what people are hearing and seeing, I think.
I think people should just read it as is and not take it too personally.
Yes.
But people take things out of hand sometimes, and you're like, it's a text. It's just a text.
Only you can add the tone that's there. If it's words, only words, you're reading it. It's your tone. It's your perception of what was said. Yeah.
I always try to be neutral. I'm like, I don't really take. But some people on the receiving end, they're like, God, I get so stressed out when you give me 3 text messages back to back, because I'm like, oh God, whatever. I'm just doing the inner work and being self-regulated and getting straight to the point. I feel like I don't have no time for I don't have time for that. Just read it as is. Don't take it personally. And if you have questions, we could talk later. It's not that big of a deal. But and being a mom, I don't have time for dealing with your stuff. Not, you know what I mean?
It's our responsibility to manage your emotions. If you need clarity, ask concisely on what you want clarified. That's it. Like I do, just ask.
I have a friend, right? And I'm like, oh my God, I just can't. Because I'm trying to text and she takes it way out of hand. And I'm like, I don't have time to deal. I'm not a therapist. You need to deal. Okay, so my point is, yeah, I get you might be at work. I get you might have a million things going on. And I get that I'm texting you, but don't take it personally to where it's like it hurts you emotionally or where you're dysregulated now. That's not my problem. I'm coming from a place where I'm just trying to get information. I'm not, but this is a person that lives alone, who doesn't really have a lot of personal relationships or not really good ones, and has a long time. So her things of importance is different than mine. And I don't have to take that into consideration, but I don't need to at this stage. Do you know what I'm saying? It's very nuanced.
It is, because I've noticed this. I've seen this a couple of times. People, good example, the friend that we talked about, it's time for me to let that friendship go. They didn't want to be my friend anymore anyways, after all these years. But it's not my job to manage how you feel about me. And it's not my job to have to come back and babysit your emotions. I no longer am accepting the projection of what you're feeling about me. I didn't make you feel that. And if I did, if there was that thing that I did intent, or you felt like it was done with the intent to make you feel some kind of way, again, we're going to go back to it's all about perception. And there's that window of, if you need clarity, just
take that information in and how it makes them feel.
Exactly. I have said that to so many people, because you made me feel, and I'm like, I can't make you feel anything. Now I can, with intent, say something mean,
but then you
and hope that it's going to hurt your feelings.
But they still have control about how they feel about that.
Yeah, self-regulation. When I was younger, they hurt my feelings. They were being mean to me. Okay, that's my perception. Maybe they were being mean, but I accepted this ugly things that you said that hurt my feelings, and now I'm saying, oh, this thing is so mean it hurt me. But I don't have. I could choose to be like, who cares?
As well, words, words can hurt and words cannot. You have control. No, we didn't. We weren't taught that.
I was thinking about this. We have generations where It was always do as I say, not as I do. And don't question. You're not allowed to question. You're not allowed to, that because I said so was a big answer growing up. And that was fine at that time.
But it doesn't when you have a
Exactly. And that is something that I was thinking about. We mirror a lot of behaviors that we see and we learn, and we don't. What I've learned from going through the program, us talking, is I literally get to build the life I want and what's going to serve me the most. I don't have to fit into the box that society says or that someone else thinks that I belong in. And for a long time, I even remember saying this, I don't want to be a statistic. We are going to be a statistic on some level, no matter what, because that's how they build statistics, by taking this information and put it in categories and saying who fits in this box. And so while I was so busy saying, I don't want to be a statistic, that's what they are. There's just boxes and checks that go in for certain things, and just to build something so we have information, and it's all data at the end of the day. And I was so afraid to be not this and not that. And I need to have a corporate career, and I have to be my very best all the time. And I said, we were talking about self-regulation and
text messages.
and text stuff and days. Learning to just that it's really
No, but
truly, I just
you don't make anybody feel anything. They make them
there. It's the lens you're looking through. It's the lens you're receiving through. It's always about, Tosh said it best, I'm the problem. Anytime there's a problem, I will remove myself and say I'm the problem and I will figure me out. But I was doing that even before I had made it into the She Sells program or anything. It was always for me, as the healed person in the family, I'm not tolerating this. I'm leaving. I have to be here. I have to submit myself to this. I'm leaving. And it was bothersome to a lot of people that I don't have to stand here and fight and argue with you. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave and I'm going to go do something that's going to be more fun for me.
Well, because if you talk, it's not going to.
It falls on deaf ears anyways.
Exactly. Thank you. You're talking to a brick wall.
And I'm going to waste energy on that. And I'm not, I shared this with my mom. I don't think I shared it with you. It was a clip that I seen, and the guy is talking about why is it the most dangerous person in the family is the healed person, not the toxic family. And then why is it the healed person that's the problem? Like, why are they always the one to blame?
The healed person is the black sheep too.
Exactly. And I have been the healed person in the family for so long that I don't care. Y'all talk about it what you want to. I'm going to go live my life. It's funny that I'm the problem and everybody's still talking and how I've done this and that. But while y'all are still doing that, I'm over here living my best life. I've been to Australia. I've been to Italy. I quit my corporate job. I am oblivious to all of this that's going on. I'm living life and I'm happy.
Emotions are from the past. Okay. So they're living in the past because they keep talking about the same thing.
Probably. I'm saying I don't know what they actually said. I'm just
because it's like, oh, you did this to me, you did that to me. Like,
oh,
living in the past, girl. Like,
why do you want to be there? You choose to stay back there in this place that's not serving you, and everybody else has moved on, and it's fine. I had it braided, I took it down. It's weak and dirty. I did with Stacy. I did a lot of times. My arms would be so tired. I wonder what disturbed his sleep. Because he's so handsome. You have good looking kids. Oh, we were talking about this while I was pissing off with my friends, and we don't mean it like this. So please, no one take it the wrong way. It's just, we've done so much. We're at a place, me and my friends, where we have no children living in the house. Okay. And these children still have these unrealistic expectations of their parents, but we don't really mean it like that. It's just, you're adults now, guys. We equipped you with everything you need to go be successful in life. So
the kids.
Yeah. Yes, our kids, because they're all adults now. I know that you never stop being a parent, but at some point, children have to be responsible for themselves. And we all just, it was just, we were talking about how the kids had been stressing us out and they're all adults. And it's just in one big breath, we all just said it and we all laughed because it's like, we've done our job as parents. It's our turn to enjoy being at this stage in life, guys. Kids, we don't owe you nothing anymore. And I was saying it's funny because I feel like that for my mom. She doesn't owe any of us anything anymore. You're grown. Take care of yourself, bro. It's your big age. 45. You're big 45 age. I'm 43. Quit bleeding on mom so much. Yeah, don't do that.
I think he's extreme. He seems like he's entitled to, having your mom there.
Well, see,
I've kind of seen it to where the moms, I don't know if your mom did that, but I feel like some moms do everything for their sons. And it kind of backfires later on to where maybe the moms are like either overprotective or the moms don't. I'm not saying you, but I have cousins. They're very awkward. They're brothers.
well,
A girlfriend, and I think they're like in their 30s now. But it's
yeah.
like they don't know how to socialize. They don't, because moms are protective. They all live in the same house still. But it's like because
Oh, yeah.
the way that they were in children is not the way you treat them. The things that you teach them are not going to be the things that they need when they're an adult. We need both mom and dad in the household.
There's definitely. When one parent's missing.
It's especially if you're a single mom raising a son. That's
Yes, that's so
really
hard.
difficult because he's not going to know. You can love him, teach him, but he's not going to know how to be a man unless you, as a mom, have used your community in a way to where there are man figures, like coaches, teachers,
Well,
really due diligence with, hey, having your son or whatever be involved in certain things, and maybe they can see how male figures, father figures can conduct themselves. But I know it sounds like a lot of work, but yeah, and the thing is, like, fathers that leave their children with their moms, like, how dare you?
yeah.
How dare you? Because they're going to do more damage to the children just because you want to go twist it off from a girl.
Yeah, don't be doing that. You know what? If you can, I've seen men who are like excellent fathers, even though they're not in the house.
Exactly.
And then the mother goes out of the way to not allow that.
It's a power.
And I'm like,
struggle,
why
and
would you do that?
because she's not going to say. She has feelings for the father still, and it's a control thing, right? Because their children
Yeah.
binds them together. It's
Mhm.
toxic and it's sick. I'm going to say this. It's wrong. Put your feelings aside. Get over yourself. After your children, what's better for them? With their father, and then you being cordial.
If they're excellent fathers, I think that no matter what, you should be able to manage. Now, if it's a legitimate abusive relationship where they're just not
That's a
actively, then and you cut them off, then that's different. But for the men that I've seen that are excellent fathers, and then the moms are just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, it's like, what? Why? Do you know how many women wish they could have a father who actually
about
cared?
It's about their, yeah, it goes both ways.
Yeah, oh, I know. I know. I'll say this. There has been times that I've asked myself, if my parents could have kept it together, would we be different? And then I see people who come from most excellent families, like excellent mother, excellent father, and I'm like, what happened? Why did you make such bad choices? You chose. You did this. You had good parents. And they're like, it's time to end that friendship. And I'm like, she ended our friendship. I didn't. But I stayed friends with her because her parents were such wonderful parents. That was my reason for being friends with her. Her parents were a support system to me when we were in high school. But that, you're right. That shouldn't be the reason that I stay friends with her, because I love her parents. That maybe that friendship season is over. Her mom passed away, and she didn't even tell me until after the funeral. And that hurt my feelings because I still have a plant that her mom gave me, and I even named the plant after her mom because I feel like my plants need names. And what? You could have told me. I would have showed up. I showed up for everything else. But again, it's not my decision. It's with my mom. I think everybody should, if you're close at any point in time and you spend enough time with somebody, even if you're not in continual contact, because life happens, but if you were close to them and they were part of your family,
Did she not close to her parents?
Yes, she knows how close to her parents.
Was she jealous at all?
No, her parents adored her. And it's okay now. Like I was hurt at first. I'm not hurt now. And I even took into consideration, you know what? She was going through it. She probably wasn't even thinking about me. Exactly. I'm trying to focus on my own feelings and what's going on. And it took me a little bit to get over that. But it was one of those things that it made me learn and understand myself even more because I love people, the people that I love and I'm around. It's like I've said, I only have 5 friends. And I just noticed like, that's not necessarily true. I have more friends than I like to admit, but I have 5 friends that I share a lot of me with, right? I have friends, but they don't get, all my friends don't get the same depth of me, but the ones who do, like the core, and I'm like, okay, I was thinking about this on my way, right? I was like, where am I going to have a party at? Where would I have a party? What kind of party would it be? Who would I invite? What friends are going to be there? What people from my family would I want to invite? And all of these thoughts are running through my head as I'm driving back to San Antonio to my friend's house. And I'm thinking, what song was it? Stand By Me came on. And I was thinking, Stand By Me by BB King. And I was thinking, this should be the song that plays as people arrive. So on a loop. Just let it play as my friends come. And really for me to throw a 50th birthday party, it wouldn't to be to celebrate me. It'd be for me to be able to have all my friends in the same room at the same time so that all my friends can meet each other. Exactly. And that's what I was saying. I would love to be like, so I had this party not for me, but so that I could get you all in the same place at the same time because I love you all. And I just want y'all to all be in connection. I really want to come to California. So I'm thinking, when's the best time to come? What season is the best time to actually come? Because I know Texas during the summertime is not the time to come to Texas, especially not between July and September. It's too hot.
Springtime.
Springtime, like March,
April.
April. Yeah, we come in
that's when
April.
it starts to get warm, but not too hot.
When's the best time? I think for me, the best time for Texas, because this is just me, my favorite time is the end of September and all of October.
So Texas, October, September. Same with California. Maybe October, first week of
Okay.
because it's like you get fall and
it's nice and cool, but it's not hot, but it's still warm enough that you can go down to the beach and hang out. So many times we're like, what do you want to do for your birthday? I just want to go to the beach. They're like, you do realize that summer's over. I'm like, this is Texas. Go to the beach to the middle of October, end of October, depending. Yeah, because it's still hot. Like Halloween, you never really know what's going to happen at Halloween. Is it going to be cold or is it going to be hot?
because it's close.
And yes. And then does that cold snap come in where it's so cold you can't go trick or treat? Or is it going to be so hot and humid and disgusting? And so your whole costume is pending what the weather's going to be. Do you celebrate Halloween?
I have been celebrating Halloween. I've had kids, yeah. Me personally,
Yeah.
I didn't celebrate Halloween as a kid because it wasn't part of our religious faith, supposedly. I celebrate it now because I don't take it as deep as religions take it.
Yeah.
Just take it. It's fun for the kids. Obviously, candy's a thing. People put stuff in candy things, but dressing up, going out in the community, I think it's healthy for kids.
Kids have to socialize.
We're always right behind them. We're right there with them. Yeah. And I celebrate Christmas too, now being married.
You know what I love about Christmas? Christmas gift. Yes, I do love the lights. I ain't gonna lie. Yes, I do. There's a neighborhood in the town that I grew up in. It's called Bristol Prince.
That sounds like a show.
And in that neighborhood, not as much as when I was a kid, like the whole neighborhood used to do a thing. And you can just go through. And that was one of the things that I used to love to do, is like make popcorn and cocoa. And we'd put hanging bells in the back of the truck and we'd take Stacy and some of her little friends. But that was something I loved. I loved a good Christmas light neighborhood to go ride around and look at the Christmas lights, because people put a lot of effort into this. Now, it's gotten really crazy over the years in some places. In those houses that play music and do all that's cool. But do y'all shut it down at a certain time? I'm just curious. But the Christmas cookies is my favorite part. Making the cookie cutouts and decorating them. And then, of course, my number one favorite cookie is the white chocolate macadamia. And I make them from scratch. And I used to get real crazy and It started off very small. I make Christmas cookies, me and Stacy, and we give them to the teachers, and then got out of control. And then I was doing it for the whole building at one point in time. And 2019 was the last time I did Christmas cookies. And somebody made a hamburger helper hand out of my mitten. So when they said that, I was like, not the hamburger helper hand. But so Christmas, I just feel like that's a good time to do the cookie cutouts with your family. And just more, I'm all about family time. I would like to do Bob Ross time too with kids. That's always fun. It's a staple. Yeah. Do you do Bob Ross time? I do it with watercolors with kids though, not with actual paints.
No, I just used to watch his program.
Yeah. Bob Ross time is fun. I get water paints to do with kids. That way it's water doesn't get messy or anything like that.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's still messy, but it only gets so messy. And not all kids love Bob Ross either, or like painting. So you have to just figure out what works for your kids. But yeah, I incorporate a little Bob Ross time with my friends' kids. That's always fun. My favorite question to ask kids is, what do you want to do when you grow up? While I'm painting with them. I like to give them an activity to do while we're doing the activity. Then that's when, for me, that's the ideal time to talk to them. I want to be a photographer.
I can still be a photographer.
I think about it. That's as far as we get. I really have a love of taking pictures of sceneries and people.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. We're families and stuff, and like,
yeah. Oh man, I used to do that with my nieces and nephews. My mom has some of the best pictures from being down at the Bay House, and I would take the kids down to the park, and I posed them. I'd be like, come over here and sit in the street. Come help me. Come climb this tree with me. Get there. Okay, good. Stay right there. Yeah, it's fun.
yeah.
Yeah. I do like it. I need to get a camera. I don't have a camera, but not a good one. It would be fun. It would definitely be fun. Doing that just brings me on. As a little girl, my dream was to travel and take pictures of, I wanted to do National Geographic, go out into the Serengeti and take pictures of the wild animals and stuff. And I always thought that would be cool. I always wanted to have a dark room so I could develop my own photos. I don't know. I think I was like 6 or 7 when I decided I wanted to have a dark room and do photos and don't want to go exploring. A dreamer since I was a kid. For real. I would create. If anyone would have ever helped direct me in a direction, like hands-on, or ever even told me that being a lawyer is okay, you don't have to do criminal or family law. There's other laws.
Yeah, lawyer, divorce lawyers.
I would have done contracts if somebody would have ever just. I don't want to do divorce. It's just messy.
Yeah,
it's family. But I would have done contracts for
me personally.
Along that I would be a good litigator because when I was young, I like to argue. And I'm like, it's not about arguing. It's about being able to defend yourself or to be able to stand on this one thing. But I did. Debate was one of my favorite things in school. I used to love when the teacher would say, okay, today is history. Today we're going to have a debate and this side's going to take this and this. I'm like, I'm going to do the talking for us. Most of the time when that would happen, my team would just kind of let me go with whatever. And I can write a contract too. My boss said, had it all in hand. I said, I read enough contracts that I understood the wording. And when I did, I just go Google and figure out exactly what it meant or what was the gist so that I could understand. But I was dyslexic. I am dyslexic. And so a long time ago, I remember we had encyclopedias. When I didn't know, I just go to the encyclopedia and look. I think I'm just curious in general.
It's good to be curious.
Yeah.
I do like the photography though.
I need a camera. Maybe my next investment will be a nice camera, but the different lenses.
Just get a simple one for now. Like
a Nikon?
Nikon Canon.
I don't know. I want an old camera. I really do. Like something you'd have to go. Yes. The one that you look through this top right here. Yes, you look down and then you can see and then you have to get it in focus. Nice. And it's square. If I could find one at one of these emporiums of old, yes, I would definitely buy it. I would. I need to know that I actually worked, but yes. And I can have my darker. Capturing the moment is really important to me.
Yeah. And I've just so many times and we just see them grow through the pictures, especially in the digital age.
Yes.
This is thousands.
So many pictures. Yes, I seen that the other day on my phone. And I was like, God, dog. So many pictures. Do you remember when we used to use the little USBs to download all our pictures on? Girl, I had so many of those that I'm like, oh my God, I hadn't seen these pictures in forever.
Yeah.
I have an external hard drive.
Yeah, I have that.
Me too.
And
I have
we
a
do have
terabyte.
USB. Yeah. I have USBs for like all my wedding photos and
Oh, nice.
stuff like that. And there was a video of me walking. I was at my heaviest at my wedding. So it was just
Okay.
kind of.
No worries. I was too.
But it was a cute wedding. I'm glad we did it that way instead of going to the courthouse because we wouldn't have a wedding.
I'm torn on a wedding now. And I say that because when I get married, I've already wasted money on a wedding, so I don't want to do that. But if the other person wants a wedding, then I would honor that. Then there's like all the details that go into the wedding that I didn't really take time to consider before. And would I want to do that again? Also, I learned that a poofy dress is not comfortable. It's hot. I was sweating at my wedding because my dress is poofy and heavy.
Even though I didn't
I pray
my arms, I just like a shoulder. It just cut on the shoulder.
Oh, nice.
And it was basically almost backless. Anyway, yeah.
I have tattoos on my back, so they need to be.
Everyone
So
saw
I
them.
just
Everyone saw them.
mine same. We tried to cover them with tattoo makeup. It didn't work. It was a whole mess. The whole thing was a mess, but it was fun. I planned it. I did my own flowers.
Oh, I didn't plan anything.
No.
Went to Vegas and did it at Bellagio.
Oh, nice.
Wedding package, and then we just had to decide where in the hotel we wanted the option.
That's amazing. I want a wedding on the beach.
That would have been nice too.
I really did. I wanted a wedding on the beach. I didn't get. I had so many people telling me what to do.
Maybe it could be like a destination wedding. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I was even thinking this: if it's a destination wedding, can you call? And I've really considered just calling the airlines just to find out if anybody do it. Do you get it? Can you get a discount? If we have X amount of people on the plane and the plane only has this many things, could you get a discount? Because you could do that with when they have these big, what is it called? Yeah, if everybody's going to take the same flight, I hadn't yet. Now I'm planning to do it today because I'm curious and I want to know. Just want to know if that thing. I called around to different hotels because they were going to have a big.
Oh yeah, you're good at calling.
Conference like thing. Yeah. So, and what I did was I called and I said, hey, is there a way that we can get a link so that we're going to have a lot of people in this hotel. So is there a way and I got a discount. They made a booking link and you had from this time to this time so that you could get the discounted rate and all this. And so I was like, oh, I bet you I could call the airline to find out. I'm going to do that tomorrow because I get random ideas in my head and I just have to know because I'm curious.
There's one of the airlines, I forget what, but I saw this on the clip and you can buy like a lifetime membership of like a ticket of where if you buy, I think the fee is 6 figures, right? Like maybe like you could just buy a lifetime ticket to a particular airline and you could just fly anywhere at any time.
That would be awesome.
Oh, I forget what airline, but you could, I don't know if it's American, but this is what like high rollers do. Just buy the lifetime thing.
Membership.
You could just book a flight and just go anywhere.
Go.
It's probably what rich people do. They just buy like time.
Probably.
And just use the same airlines back and forth. Makes sense. Because like
it does.
You travel that much, might as well.
If it's gonna serve, then probably get some kind of discount. Also, I don't know, I've just been focusing on future things for me. And also being open to receive. That's something I've been saying a lot lately. You have to be open to receive. You first have to trust and believe and be open to receive. Just random thoughts and I start stringing them together. And then next thing I know, I have a little saying for myself.
Yeah. I've heard you say that before. Open to receive what exactly?
All the things that are going to serve me to take me to the next level so that I can turn around and serve the community. Because that's really what I want to do ultimately is be able to have something that's going to serve the community that will also work like a well-oiled machine at some point. And just
Yeah, because not in the podcast that you're gonna watch, Mel Robbins goes. So the lady was talking about helping the generosity thingy, and she was like, "Oh, why should people, like lean towards generosity?" Something like that. And the lady's like, "Because not enough people do it. So when you do it or reach out to someone, it kind of changed the trajectory of things."
yeah,
Listen to it; it's really good, but yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense in getting out comfort zone. She talks about students as well, so that's an interesting one too. She'll talk about it in the beginning. It's really truly interesting because she's also a Stanford professor.